All right, students, this is the second part of 9.3 measures of center. How can I find the mode of a data set that is not numerical? All right, not numerical. Numerical sounds like one of those nerd words. No, it's not. It just means not numbers. So, for instance, what's your favorite type of food of the following choices? Mexican food, Italian food, American food, which includes things like burgers and fries, and sushi. And I put this question out on the Google Classroom, and I had a lot of responses. So we're going to make a tally chart here, where the tally means I'm just going to put a mark for each kind of food that gets a participant that says that one's their favorite. And then we'll total those up into numbers, which we call a frequency, which is how many times that particular choice came up. So let's start with Sienna S., who said pizza. So I'm going to count that as Italian. And then Sophia, she said Italian as well. Mackenzie said American. There we go. Kaylee said sushi. Lorelei said sushi. Colin said sushi. Mr. Anslow said Mexican. Miss Rose said Mexican. Miss Smith said Mexican. Lacey said Italian. And Jonah said Mexican. And Mr. Plunkett said Mexican. And those were the students that responded by the time I did the video. And so we're going to do the frequency over here. Every group of 5, I put the little side slash on there. So that's 5 for Mexican, 3 for Italian, 1 for American, and 3 for sushi. Now let's all just appreciate that each one of these food categories is fantastic, but it looks out of our participants, the mode, the choice that came up the most was Mexican food, which is, by the way, delicious, or shall I say, muy delicioso. Now, could we find the median or the mean? And the answer is, well, let's see, median. We have to order the data numerically from least to greatest. Is there a problem with ordering this from least to greatest? Yeah, they're words. And you might be able to say like, well, you could order them alphabetically, alphabetical order. Yeah, but that doesn't mean anything, right? Not like numbers, which actually have meaning. You have different quantities. Those just happen to be whatever letter each food category starts with. So you can't find the median. What about the mean? Oh yeah, you could find the mean. We just add them all together and wait, you can't add these numbers together because they aren't numbers, they're words. These numbers right here are not numbers in the data set. When we asked each person, like for instance, like what's your shoe size? They would say a number. When we're asking them what when they're asking their favorite type of food, they're just saying Mexican, Italian, American, or sushi. Those aren't things we can add together. So could you find the median or the mean? No. And the reason is, why or why not? No, because the data aren't numbers. I'm gonna have to get really small here. Okay. The data aren't numbers. And data that are not numbers are called non-numerical. Numerical meaning numbers, non-numerical. For non-numerical data, you can only find what's the only measure of center, mean, median, or mode we were able to find? We can only find the mode. It's the only one. You cannot find the mean or the median. So you could do that same thing with like shirt color. Like what shirt color is, most common in our class? What's the mode for shirt color? You couldn't find the mean or the median though, because it's non-numerical data. All right, let's go on to the last question here. And that last question is, hold on, my computer's being very, very slow. How do you find the best measure of center to use to analyze data? let's just go back over this whole measure of center business. We're looking for one number to describe a data set. Like, what's the best number to describe that data set? So if you look at these numbers, you're buying some really nice toothpicks. Really nice, though. Here are the prices. $3, $6, $9, $10, $12, $20, $30, and $10,000. What's the one number that best describes this? Well, the measures of center are mean, median, and mode. And just because I like you guys, I already mean for you. The mean's done. The mean is done. So we have the mean, and the mean is $1,340. So I just realized I totally messed that up. We'll just go here. All right, we'll start from here. Mean is $1,340. Is that a good description of all of these numbers? Not really. But in 9.2, when we were learning about the mean, we learned that a certain kind of number really affects the mean. And what's that kind of number? An outlier. And $10,000 is an outlier. Obviously, that toothpick's really, really nice. And that outlier is making the mean go way higher than it would have been without it. So it looks like the mean is not a good description of these data because of the outlier. So let's look at the median. Well, what's the median? It's the middle number if the data are from least to greatest. Well, look at this. I gave you the data from least to greatest. And now to find that middle number, I'm going to put a little dot underneath those numbers. Now I'm going to come in one. I'm going to go this. I'm just going to keep doing this until, oh, looks like there are two numbers in the middle. And if there is an even number of data, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yep, 8 even number of data. We find the mean of the two values in the middle. Well, what's the mean of 10 and 12? 10 plus 12 is 22, divided by 2 is 11. Now, let me just ask you this. Compared to the mean, bad dollar sign. Whoa, that wasn't much better. Yeah, it's kind of okay. Okay, the median is $11. Is that a pretty decent description of these data? I'd say so. It's definitely better than $1,340. This is way too much. Most of our data, 7 out of 8 values, are way smaller than $1,340. But $11? Yeah, most of our data is pretty close to 11 bucks. What would the mode be? Well, is there any value that comes up more than once? 3 comes up once, 6 comes up once, 9 once, 10 once, 12 once, 20 once, 30 once, 10,000 once. There's no mode. So what's the best measure of center? What's the best measure of center for this data set? I know I'm not highlighting, but I don't want to run out of time because I only have a 15-minute limit on YouTube, and I forgot to see how long I've been talking. What's the best measure center for the data set? The median. The median is the best measure of center for this data set. Now, why is that? Why is that? The blank is too affected by the outlier. Which one was affected too much by the outlier? The mean. And there is no mode. So median it is. Okay, outliers affect the, come on everybody, the mean. They actually also affect the median. They affect the median because when you add in this number, it's going to change where the middle value is. But the outliers affect the mean far more than the median. The median is kind of protected from those outliers. And I don't know what's going on here. I'm just going to build this. Oh, there we go. Median. Okay. If a data set has an outlier, the best measure of center to find is the median. Our example proves that the median is the best one to use if there's an outlier. So careful. If you see a bunch of data and it asks, what's the best measure of center to use for these data? Check if there's an outlier. If there's an outlier, use that median and sometimes the mode, and we'll talk more about the specific cases. There are some hard homework problems, but I'll be posting a video to help you on some of those. You're doing an awesome job. Keep it up, and I will see you on the interwebs again tomorrow.